In Purgatory, Canto 9, it's still nighttime in the valley, just as we left off in Canto 8. Dante and the other four men are sitting together on the grass. Dante alludes to a constellation, which most scholars agree to be the constellation of Scorpio, although there is some debate that it could be the constellation of Pisces. The point is, it's nighttime and the stars in the sky are beautiful. So Dante is feeling tired. He reclines on the grass and falls asleep. Then he tells us about this dream that he has. In dream, I seemed to see an eagle hovering in the sky with golden feathers and open wings, intent to swoop. It descended, terrible as lightning, and carried me off. When Dante wakes up, he realizes now there is only Virgil sitting beside him, and it was already morning, and he's really confused. He compares himself to being just as confused as Achilles when his mother fled with him in his sleep to prevent him from joining the Greek army and fighting the Trojan War. But Virgil explains to Dante that when he was asleep, a lady came and said, I am Lucia. Let me take up the sleeper, so I will ease him on his way. Sordello stayed behind, she took you, and I followed on her footsteps. And once they arrive at this certain spot, Lucia points out to Virgil the gate to Purgatory. And this lady Lucia is actually Saint Lucia. So upon hearing this, Dante says his fear mutated into strength. And at this point, Virgil starts to walk towards the gate of Purgatory, and Dante follows him. Then Dante describes there are 3 steps leading up to the gate, and there's a gatekeeper who's an angel. And the angel's face is really bright, and he's holding a sword that is reflecting the rays of the sun. So Dante can barely stand to look directly at it because it's so bright. And the angel tells them to approach. And here Dante describes the striking image of 3 distinct steps leading up to the angel. He says, the first step was white marble, so polished and shining that I was mirrored in it just as I appear. The second was darker than purple, made of a rough, dry stone, cracked both lengthwise and across. The third seemed of porphyry to me, as flaming as blood spurting from a vein. These steps are considered to be symbolic of the sacrament of penance, with the first step being white, representing accountability for your actions and the sins you've committed. And for that, you need to be able to look at yourself truthfully. And that's why that step reflects like a mirror. The second step, being dark purple and cracked, represents confession of your sins, expression of your remorse, contrition. And that's why the step is broken, because you need to have broken those barriers within your own self to own up to your mistakes. The third step, being red, represents absolution of your sins, forgiveness, given that you're willing to do what it takes to redeem yourself. So the red here represents the sacrificial blood. And finally, Dante describes that the top of the stairs where the angel is actually sitting is a diamond slab. And once they reach the top, Virgil tells Dante to humbly ask the angel to unlock the gate. And Dante says, devoutly, I threw myself at his holy feet. I begged that he have mercy and open to me. So, with the point of his sword, the angel carves the letter P 7 times on Dante's forehead and tells him to wash them off. once he's inside purgatory. And in Latin, the word sin is peccatum, which starts with the letter P. So, in his journey through purgatory, Dante should be able to purge and cleanse himself of the seven sins represented by these seven letters on his forehead. And at this point, the angel takes two keys, one gold, one silver, and unlocks the gate. And he explains to Dante and Virgil that sometimes the keys don't work. And when that happens, he just can't unlock the gate. St. Peter was the one to give him the keys and advised him that as long as people kneel before him, he should allow as many people as possible to enter. But at times, the keys don't work, in which case he can't help but turn people away. And Dante says, as the gates were opening, the hinges made a tremendously loud sound. And as he starts to enter, he hears the sweet sound of an organ playing, followed by a choir singing.